Hello, everyone. Carrie Cox here. I wanted to come and talk today. This is a great time of year to kind of discuss the situations of toxic load, which, if you look at my couple of previous YouTubes, I'm talking about some things within our environments that can cause toxic load. One, I discuss uh, things in the air and the ways we can do to reduce that. Second one, I about our cookware and how we store our food and how that can impact toxic load itself. Now, I wanted to actually, which I probably should have done this first, want to discuss why toxic load is such a big deal. So, with everybody, their toxic load and how much they have or not have can depend on life itself. One, environment that you've grown up in, the way your diet has been throughout your life, the things that you have done to support the body to detoxify or not. Basic foods. You don't actually have to do a massive detoxification, but there's basic foods that you can have within your diet that can help the body to detoxify, supporting the organs that do detoxify. If you have issues with liver, if you have issues with kidneys, if you have issues with skin, some of those things can be impacting how we're letting go and detoxifying. Spleen can be another factor. Colon itself, I would say one of the bigger factors people have when it comes to detoxifying is how well they're having bowel movements. You should be having, for women, 1 to 2 a day, for men, at least 2 to 3 a day, that you're letting things go. But I get people often in my office that are not even having one bowel movement a day. So if you're not letting go of that, you're not having good bowel movements, your toxic load can be very much higher. If you work somewhere that has an abundance of chemicals, or you're nail technician, a hairstylist, different things like that, you've got toxins within your environment and that you are engaging every day. And those need to be dealt with and help the body support it to be able to release those toxins or even protecting yourself from absorbing those toxins. There are simple things you can do. Like I said, adding things into diet, supporting bowel movements and releasing there, supporting the detoxifying organs. As my members will be able to attest to, when I have patients come in or you join one of my programs, I help to show you the foods that you can add in or even supplements that you can do to help support the body detoxifying. Now, there is a big issue when it comes to, and this is why I've kind of steered clear of toxic load and detoxes. Everybody wants to, once you've detoxed, you want to do it all the time because your energy picks up, you feel great. But if you're constantly flushing and pushing to flush and not supporting and feeding the organs, you are causing other problems in itself. So you need to make sure your detoxifying organs are nourished well and supported well. We don't constantly want to be forcing a flush and just breaking them and wearing them down, or overstimulating the body, which a lot of people have seen as like autoimmune factors. There's an abundance in our environment that can, even if you're trying to be healthy, you're trying to clean up your environment, there's things that we're exposed to all the time that can cause toxicity. Plastics can cause a lot of issues with hormones. There's your non-stick pans, the Teflon, can cause a lot of endocrine disruptors. There's things in our pools and our water, chlorines, things like that, that can also cause toxicity and damage cells. This is why we're seeing an abundance of people with nerve issues, autoimmune, fibromyalgia, Lyme's disease. A lot of these things can be due to a heavy toxic load. So, to weigh out your own toxic load, you need to be able to look over your lifespan. Have you had good bowel movements throughout your life? The environment, has it been a very clean environment, or are you, when I say clean, I don't mean sterile. If you're using a high amount of chemicals and keeping things clean all the time, that actually can increase your toxic load. Bacteria, gut, how's your gut doing? Your gut bacteria in itself can create a toxic load. These things all matter as we're coming into the season where everybody's going to be wanting to get in shape and lose weight. If you have a heavy toxic load, your body is unable to do the rebuilding and supporting and losing of weight due to the fact of the toxic load. Oftentimes, people will gain and hold weight due to the fact that they have a lot of toxicity in the tissues itself. Your body can store toxins within the fats, and trying to keep them away from your vital organs is a way to protect you. So toxicity can play a key role in a lot of our health factors, and a lot of our weight, our hormones, and different factors there. So it is important to find the appropriate detoxification system of how it works for you and what is causing your toxic load. Like I said, it can be from our environmental aspects. It can also be from diet. It can be from our own bacteria imbalance within our body that needs to be balanced out. So a lot of these areas can come in to create a toxic load on the body. And this is why you will find some people will have a certain sickness and they get sick at every little turn because they're at their load capacity and need to detoxify themselves. This is why you'll also find people with same disease factors, even in one little thing of they have to be very strict, or one little thing will push them over and they have episodes. You'll also have people who will have a similar disease and one will have a very low reaction and be able to maintain for the most part with little outbreaks with or meltdowns basically from the disease itself, and others will at every turn, anytime they splurge anything, they end up falling apart basically. So that can be very much a reason why some people can manage certain disease factors and other people can't. And like I said, you want to get in and make sure the organs are nourished and that you have a proper system to detoxify and that you understand where that is coming from. It is important to understand toxicity due to those factors of supporting yourself. And this is why I always say, what are your factors? So for me, I've had my appendix removed. They burst when I was younger. So white blood cells and keeping my bacteria in balance is a very big thing for me. Making sure that I'm supporting them and I'm helping the body to balance that by the way I eat, by what I'm exposing myself to, and all that, making sure that I am supporting that. So that is something specific to me. There are other people who have had high levels of exposure there, people who live within a close vicinity of chemicals that, or a plant that's releasing certain toxins within the air or things like that. And those are things you need to factor in. And when you're working with someone like me, we should be able to look at those things and help support you. This is why I often have my patients come in and do scans within the office. It shows me, because I get there are a certain amount that in our younger years we're not sure what we were exposed to, or there's things and factors that we're not aware of. And so we need to look. And if that's the case, number one, looking at liver and how it's flushing. Number two, make sure your bowels are moving properly. Make sure bacteria in the gut is supported and balanced properly. And there are things that you can do. And the diet is supporting good bacteria and the ability to balance that bacteria. So there's a lot of different fundamental factors, but this often can be a make or break of why you can go and achieve your goals and get to the healthy weight, get to the fitness level, get to the different things that you're wanting to, even mentally, emotionally, balancing yourself out. These toxins, sickness, bacteria can all impact how easily managed or not that is. If your bacteria and your body's in a war with those bacteria and how it's being balanced, that can play out a lot with the mental, emotional, and your diet can play a key role in that. Foods such as fermented greens, fermented foods, proteins, those are all key things that help support the body in detoxifying and balancing out bacteria factors. So if you'd like to work with me, I have several health programs that you can sign up on my website. We can work remotely, or if you're local to me, you can come into the office and I can help you here. It gives me more access to different tools, but I have plenty of tools from afar. You can go into my website for free and get a health survey where I can look at what's going on within the body and give you some guidance as to where you may want to focus in, and even some foods and a recommendation of supplements you can add to your diet that you can buy through my website. If you'd like to come in to do further assessments, if you'd like to make meal plans, everyone's a little bit different how they like to do the meal plans. I like to figure out your macros, supporting the foods that you should move towards that help with the factors you have going on. and then give you some guidance of what a meals would look like and some options of meats and vegetables or fruits or whatever the case may be that can help support the body itself. But you can sign up and do, I can make a meal plan for you if you want a month to month support. Like I said, you can sign up for any of my membership plans, and that will also help me stay in contact. We can have phone calls, setting up and guiding you through plans, alternative things that you can do too for your health. So if you're wanting someone who will connect with you, understand where you're coming from, and guide you through and be there as a support, that's a great way to go, because I love coaching people. I love interacting with people, and I really connect one on one with all of my patients because I think that's part of the process. It's part of gaining that trust. It's like having a good friend there that's knowledgeable about the different things. And not only am I giving you the supplements and the foods, but I am going through and talking about, okay, environment. Okay, how's the digestion flowing? Are we just not absorbing things? And get into some of those deeper facts as well. I hope this is helpful. Remember, your toxic load plays a huge role in how well you're able to live life and to do so without being lack of energy, brain fog factors, all the different things that can make life either great or lack a quality of life and feeling like you don't have the energy to do things, the capability, the mental strain or the physical strain. We need to have all those things come in, and your toxic load can make a massive difference in how well you can perform and how well you can achieve both your mental and physical goals for this next year. So if you guys have any questions, comment below. I will leave some links that you can get onto my website, show the membership that you can go join if you'd like to. I also have the website. On the website, there's the health survey. I will also be putting up my toxicity survey that can help me understand if you need to do a detoxification and where your things are coming in at. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you enjoy this information, love learning and growing, like, follow, and leave me any kind of comments that I can help support you guys. If you have any questions specifically you'd like me to deep dive into as well, go ahead and leave that down below as well. Have a great day.